I got my first comment the other day, and then I got my first hater comment. I cannot express to you how relieved and happy I am about this hate comment. It is truly a goal. Collect them like Pokemon, because I'm fully in the belief that you should celebrate. It means you are what they want. Guess what I'm about to go do? Celebrate. Hey guys, I thought I was kind of through with showing you the beginning, and I thought I was at the point where I was just gonna start the the playthroughs and stuff with Zelda, which we have we have two really long episodes, so I'm thinking about breaking those down into a couple of videos. That would be cool. A couple of highlight videos and a couple of probably quite a few shorts while I film the third one. But I will post each one long form on there as well. So, in keeping with that transparency, I wanted to show you guys the good and the bad of what you can receive when you start and you're brand new and stuff. And I think now is probably my fifth fifth video, I think. So the other day I mentioned to you guys that I did get a comment, which is the guy up there saying thank you, and that was really cool to me. I thought that was awesome. Because he was really genuine. I checked out his page for a second. He's got a video up, and his account was actually started a little bit ago. He's been there since 2007, I think. It's pretty awesome that he's um can look at someone like me who's brand new on here and can receive something from it when, especially, and here's like the crazy part. It was 2007 when I wanted to start. Yeah, that's a big kind of kick in the gut a little bit, you know. But you know, I believe that I have no regrets in the decisions I've made. I I only wish I would have added this to those decisions. That being said, I'm very happy with my life and how it's turned out and how successful I am in my definition of success, and you know being able to spend time with my family, and what I've been able to build outside of building a YouTube career. Uh, I say career because I plan on being here for a while. I just have wanted to do this for so long. I can't imagine doing anything else, you know, over this right now. Um, there's like one or two things, but I'll talk about that another day. I wanted to kind of make this video short, so let's get to the point. I got my first comment the other day, and I think it's been maybe 3 days. Is it? It's July 1st. Um, maybe maybe it's been almost a week. Almost a week. Um, and then I got my first hater comment. Guys, I cannot express to you. You're gonna think I'm being like, listen. I'm being genuine. Okay, take my word for this. I cannot express to you how relieved and happy I am about this hate comment. Now that I said that crazy thing, let me get into it, and why I think that. So I'm very happy I got this hate comment. I'm very relieved I got this hate comment. Um, because I'm fully in the belief that you should celebrate your first hate comment. I'm not celebrating people hating on me. I'm not celebrating people being mean to each other or seeking out, malicious behavior, or cyberbullying or whatever. So what do you mean? Why should you celebrate your first hater then? Um, because you're doing something. It doesn't matter what it is. You're doing something that they either wish they were doing, or it's reminding them of what they haven't done. You're building something. It's like being born on Earth for the first time, but you're a full grown person, and there's another full grown person over there, and you start building a mud hut, And instead of building their own mud hut or helping you build a bigger one so that you can both get up under it, or inside it, they get mad at you for doing it, but then that doesn't help themselves and it doesn't help you. Um, I think it has a lot to do with bravery, which is super crazy because if you're brave enough to get on someone's post that people will see forever, right? Or get on someone's post where they can call you out, which by the way, specifically you'll notice I um I censored the person's name and their photo. Although I don't believe that photo is actually them. I think that they probably have several accounts that are fake, but they're definitely pretending to be someone else, I think. Um, but the point is, they've probably made a few of these accounts that they just spend the time to do, and then spend the time to go spread hate on. They're brave enough to do that. They're brave enough to be on your page that will, for all they know, be up for their lifetime. People will always be able to come back and see it, and attach them to it if people wanted to, you know. And they're brave enough to do that, but they're not brave enough to start the thing that they're passionate about, right? Uh, in a more extreme example, they could be a mediocre YouTuber who's like been here for a while, and by mediocre I mean that respectfully. And it sounds weird, but let me explain why. Mediocre YouTubers make a living. They literally YouTube is their living. You know, you don't have to be the next Mr. Beast. You don't have to be, the next person making billions or millions on YouTube. You could just be doing YouTube and you know 15 years and it's been paying your bills for 12 years. That's what I don't consider it mediocre in a disrespectful way. I just mean that you're not top tier and you're not bottom tier. It could very well, in a more extreme example, be a mediocre YouTuber who's just trying to shoot newcomers down so that the people viewing this video would otherwise be higher chances of viewing their video. That's a crazy thought. Um, but because they have been in the space longer, they might feel that they have some sort of seniority or claim to the territory, almost like a lion or a dog marking their territory. Um, Only in this case, the bravery is only there because they're behind a screen. So it's more like a little shaky, yappy dog marking territory and then skedaddling out of there real quick before the big dog comes and wonders why you're marking his territory. Um, I want I want to say one more thing as to why they might be like why are they hating you? um, they hate you because they ain't you. That is a quote that I believe I received from James Franco, the actor. When I heard him say that, I don't know, something registered in my head. Something just like they hate you because they ain't you. It doesn't mean that they want to be you. They want your identity. They want your. I mean, sometimes that does happen, but like in very rare cases, they hate you because they ain't you. Because what that would mean in this situation is that you're probably living. You're brave enough to take on your passions and they're not. And very likely you're doing the thing that they want to do. You're starting YouTube and they just aren't brave enough to do it. They've given up on themselves, so now they lash out. They put that rejection of themselves. That's we're so afraid of rejection, right? Um, and that's likely why that person's not starting a YouTube out of fears because of the rejection that they might receive, their first hater, so to speak. But the thing is, they're afraid of that rejection, but I mean, they're not afraid to reject themselves. It's a weird thing, you know. We humans are a complicated breed, um, complicated species. So, my advice to you, as a new YouTuber, if you're starting, do not hate them back. Please hear me when I say this. Do not hate your haters back. It's also like when it's similar to when you get offended at someone. your that person is not responsible for your offense, right? You are very capable of determining whether you will or will not be offended by someone's actions. I know that might sound crazy at first, but with practice, it's true. Um, if you are someone who can control your emotions, you can control yourself, you have self control, you are able to determine whether a matter is important enough to take action on or not. Like I'm telling you, don't hate your haters back. I'm going to tell you, don't spend any time on them. Then why am I making this video? I'm doing this in hopes that you can learn something. Um, I'm not trying to lash out at this hater in any way. Um, it, my thoughts are this hater will like never come back to my YouTube. That's what I'm thinking. They found my video on accident somehow, maybe, and then they're leaving. Best case scenario, they come back and they learn something. But this is in no way for that person. Um, Respectfully, I don't mean this in a negative way. That person doesn't exist to me. You know what I mean? I think what they have portrayed to me is fake. I think it's false in every way. I think it's a false representation of who they are. I think it's a false representation of their intentions with what they want in their life. I think it's even a fake name and a fake picture. I really do think the whole thing is fake. Um, so do not hate them back. Let me share something with you. The one hating is the one being poisoned. Same thing with offense. If you're offended, you're being poisoned from the inside out. The person you're offended at is either one, done with it within the 10 minutes or 15 minutes of walking away. Whatever they did to offend you, they're done with it. Or have no clue that you're actually offended. So, who is being poisoned? Offense poisons. Regardless of what you want to do about it, offense poisons. If you don't want to be poisoned by offense, do not be offended, right? The one hating is the one being poisoned. You know that saying, oh, I live rent free in that person's head, or this person lives rent free in my head, or well, that's true. It's let me help you with like let me explain a perspective that I have come to find. You are doing something right. When someone's hating on you, you're doing something right. When someone lives rent free in your head, they have done something either right or they've done something to offend you. Either way, if it's you versus them, they're winning, right? Um, so now that you're living rent free in their head, you're being hated, right? Hate deteriorates you from the inside out. It's a poison that grabs hold of you inside, and a lot of people can you can tell a lot by a person by how quickly they get offended or how severe their offense is at things, their rationale and reactions to situations around them. And you can tell a lot by a person who, after they realized their reaction wasn't appropriate, and they come back and their response when they come back. um, Here's the thing: they're hating you right now, but one day, when the whole world knows you and you're Mr. Beast, they're gonna come back to you, or they're gonna go to everyone they know, and they're gonna say, "I knew them before the internet did. I was there before it was cool to like this person." And that is all they will ever have. That's that's that is the very most they're going to gain from that. And no one around them is going to care. No one's going to care that who knew Mr. Beast first or whatever on YouTube and left a comment. But here's what will be there. The comment will be there. The action was there. Instead of supporting the new person, instead of hopping on, on board and enjoying the adventure, or building that mud house that you can rest under when it's storming and raining or whatever. Um, Instead of doing that, They chose to hate you. Instead of celebrating you, they chose to hate you, right? So, what I encourage you to do is take their hate and and bounce it off of you, throw it away. Don't let it touch you, and instead love them back. What do I mean by love? You don't have to hug someone and kiss them on the cheek to show love. Sometimes loving someone is living as peacefully as possible with the people around you, the haters around you. So if it is truly the best way you can love them is to get away from them or get far from them or to, like I said, realize they just don't exist. No matter how much that person his life, no matter how much he ever exists, I will never know. It's like the tree that fell in the woods. If you weren't there, did it make a sound? Well, it made a sound to those around it, but it didn't make a sound to you. This this individual doesn't exist. They're not an individual. They're one of many. He is the first of many, right? The first of many haters, just like the other guy, the first of many supportive people. And there it is on the image. One, it's 50-50, right? Two comments basically within a week, right? On the same video. One chose to support and love. One chose to hate and poison themselves, right? I'm sure to some degree he was hoping that would land on me, but it's just not there. Okay, so now there actually is a time or two where it would be appropriate to give your time and attention to a hater. I have found that the only time that this has happened in my life where I would give a hater my time and attention is when they're hating or just really laying into or commenting on someone you love. Now, I'm not encouraging you to go out there and just like gang up on a bunch of bullies who are bullying people you love. What I'm saying is, um, just like when we're kids, excuse me, just like when we're kids on the playground and the bully comes and like starts getting in your friend's face, what does that person's friends do? They always get behind them. They always get like just kind of create like this like wedge, kind of like the guys up front and your friends are behind. Um, it's a show of support, and it's not support to make the bully shut up. It's support for the person posting the video. It's a support for the person being hated on. It's saying, "Hey, don't worry, we're here. Don't listen to the haters." That's the type of comment I'm talking about. I don't mean like go to the hater and be like, "You're this, you're that." No. I mean, if you see your friend being hated on in the comments and you feel an urge to support them, sure. Dude, I thought the video was great. Don't listen to the haters. They're just jealous. Very easy, very simple. Everyone knows it goes in one ear and out the other. We've heard it so many times, right? But it bears repeating in those moments when your friend might feel like the whole world is against them, right? So I just wanted to make sure I said that so that that void, there might be a void in your heart, feeling like, well, what this happened to me or this happened to my friend. Yeah, I would support them. I wouldn't give the hater any attention whatsoever. I'd say, hey, love the video. Here's what I loved about your video. And I'd probably even comment it, replying up under the hater, is what I'm getting at. Um, but guys, there's a magic in supporting one another. When you love and support one another, hate can't live. Do you know what I mean? It can't dwell. It can't thrive. It has to go somewhere else. It has to leave, right? And like I told you, this is the world I'm building, and hopefully there will come a time soon where where whatever community I'm able to build will be able to see that in this place, you know, haters will not be able to thrive. Haters will not be able to wreck your day or ruin your day or mess up what you're doing. I mean, my ultimate goal one day, this would be a great dream to come true, is if I had like, I don't know, a huge like chat, right? A huge while I'm streaming on Twitch or whatever. It'd be so cool if I had like 100 or 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever people in chat, and a hater tries to say something, or some haters try to say something, and chat just legitimately ignores them. That would be a victory. That'd be a win. That would be one of the coolest moments ever. Probably one of the coolest moments for. I mean, I'm not gonna say all of YouTube, but that's a pretty huge achievement. That'd be super cool. Anyway, so if you give a mouse a cookie, what's he gonna want? What's the very next thing is he gonna say thank you? The very next thing that mouse is gonna want is the milk that you have, and all he's gonna be able to do is look at that milk you have, that glass of milk you have, and say, "How can I get that glass of milk?" Is he gonna give it to me, or am I gonna have to take it? Am I gonna have to take it aggressively and harshly, or am I gonna have to take it, sneaking around back, sneakily? Um, because you know, and so once he gets the milk and his palate is satiated, what's the very next thing he's gonna want? Another cookie. No one can eat just one cookie. He's gonna want the cookie, then he's gonna want a glass of milk, then he's gonna want another cookie. That's that's a rat. That's a mouse, right? Just the knowing that they were there before the world knew you, and instead of gaining inspiration, they chose to attack you at the very start of your journey through something as simple as jealousy. To a degree, it almost is like, oh man, I pity that person. I don't. I don't pity them. I think that lessons need to be learned, and I don't think this will be the lesson this person learns. No, but this action will beget more actions. This action will encourage more actions, more severe actions, and they'll learn through that, or they'll mature and go the opposite direction, which that's a win as well. So either way, I see a win-win here, um, for that person. But for myself, I see it as something I get to show all of the people watching right now, whatever time you are watching. It's 2026. It'll probably be 2032 before this video ever gets popular. I don't know. Uh, but whether it's 2 days or a year or two, I don't know, 2 decades, when you're seeing this video, I made this video for you. I made it. If you're here, you're starting, you're new, or not. Maybe you just want to see where this channel got started. This video is for you. Let it teach you, because it's not just YouTube, right? Um, there's the physical world and the digital world, but they're very akin to one another. They're not as separate as we like to sometimes make out that they are. Um, let it teach you. Let it teach you in life, because let me tell you, the quicker you can get over rejection, the further you will go. I was raised to believe that if you make a mistake, you have failed. You're a failure. There's no recovering from it. So my great fear was to make a mistake. What happens when you're afraid to make a mistake? Nothing. Nothing happens. If you are, oops, I honestly thought my phone was dead. If you are, let me gather my thoughts. If you are sitting there day after day, week after week, maybe it's been years, and you're sitting there doing the same old, questioning what could be out there, what's better out there, you're probably not happy. Now, keep in mind what I said. If you're thinking at one time or a couple hours and then you go sleep on it, no, that's not what that means. I'm talking about when you've been there day after day, week after week, maybe a couple years, and you're coming to the same realization. Is there something better out there? To me, that's a calling knocking at your door. I wish I had been taught that. I wish I had been taught that it's a calling. Um, Calling for what? Whatever you're passionate about. Guys, when God created us, He created us with facets and aspects of Himself. If there is something in you that is good and you desire it, it's God who placed that desire there. My desire is to come on here and help the newcomers. That's one of many goals. My main primary goal on this channel is to create a community of people that are just awesome, and we can share in things like video games or movies or um, just whatever community. But here's why I want to do it on YouTube, and here's why those hundreds of those exist, thousands of those exist. Why don't you go find one? Well, here's why. This is my world. You this YouTube digital space is it's my world. If you've read the book Ready Player One, it's my oasis. I get to decide what goes on here. I get to decide what doesn't go on here. I get to decide what's let in and what's not let in, what can be thrown away and what can be kept. And please believe me, more than shouting out the hater, I want you guys to understand the first comment. That's that's what I want you guys to look at and pay attention and see. The one who chose good, health, success, and the one who chose what is ultimately failure, what is ultimately depression and loneliness and rejection and a seed that will sprout a very large, you know, it can possibly sprout a very large uh, repercussion. And again, I'm not talking about me or on my channel. I'm talking about if he's doing it here this small, this brave, he's going to go do it elsewhere until it bites him. You know, there's only so many snakes you can pick up before they bite you, right? Um, okay, the biggest problem with this is that by the time they figure all this out, they've wasted potentially a decade or two of their life. He People who post these comments, they think it's like a win or something. I don't know. They think they have no one to tell, so they gotta just post it blindly. That supersedes their fear of rejection, or or maybe they 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 already assume they'll be rejected, so they respond negatively. Um, there is no win for the hater, except please hear me out on this. There is no win for the hater except what you give them. There is no win for the hater except for what you give them. Do you give them your time? Do you give them your attention? Don't give them the attention. If you give them attention, they crave it. Don't give them your time. They will devour your time. They comment once, you respond back, thinking it might be over, thinking take that, thinking, ha, here's this. Then they respond back, doubling down. You respond back. At that point, you've got to, or else they win, right? And then they respond back, tripling down, and they get more aggressive. They go make fake accounts, or they get the one friend they have to come and tag on, and they have nothing else better to do. They will be there all day. You stay focused. You have better things to do. You have more important things to do. Don't give them even one comment. Don't give them even one comment of your time. Because, like giving a mouse a cookie, all it's going to be able to see is the glass of milk you have in your hand. And all it's going to wonder is how it can get that milk from you. Whether you give it over freely or whether they sneakily, steal it from you or try to take it from you. You see what I'm saying? You give a mouse a cookie, that's not a gift. They're just going to want milk, and then they're going to want another cookie after that. How can I say this loud enough? how can I how can I say this loud enough? Spending time on a hater with even a single comment to defend yourself is basically taking money and time out of your pocket and just handing it to them. What do I mean by that? The moment you stop to think of a comeback, to let the emotions settle, to reply, how's this comment going to even affect, or what if he comes back and says something? By the time you spent your time on one comment, you could have been editing your videos, making another video, living your life. I'm mentioning videos and stuff like they're the most important thing. It's because we're on YouTube, right? And but no, think of the wealth you have in your life. Friendships, relationships, children, significant other, um, whatever business you're creating, whatever art you're making, whatever, you know, tech you're building, whatever. You could be doing that, right? Spending even one comment on a hater, it's worse than throwing your time and money in the trash. It is. At least if you throw your money in the trash, the hater doesn't get that. The hater doesn't get your money. At least it goes in the trash. The moment you spend all day wasting away on a couch, watching TV or whatever, sleeping, at least you have rested. Do you see what I'm saying? At least you have mentally rested. At least you have physically rested. At least you have, right? Spending even one comment of your time, energy, money on a hater is worse than throwing it away. Just just throwing it away. This is how silly the whole thing is, right? This is how silly it is what the haters are doing, and then ultimately how you respond can be very silly. That hater who hates you so much, right? Left what they were doing. They left where they were at, what they were doing, to come into your house to hate you. They left what they could be building, what they could be starting today, right now, right? They could be doing their first video, right? But instead, they're 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 spending their time on you. I just had a friend. Um, I just had a friend who was part of a niche YouTube group, and I, he was just told like in this group that there's like a couple, there's like 15 or 20 of them, but it's well, actually there's 18. I did the count the other day. There's 18 of them in this niche group, and they're trying to grow. They're trying to actually grow what they're do excuse me, what they're doing. And what's so interesting about this is that they're really good people. They mind their own business. They're super friendly, man. They will accept anyone at any time, answer any questions, any curiosities, and even if you just come in to ask a question and then leave, they're super cool people. I'm personally not part of the group, but I've thought about, joining just because they're cool people. But I got to witness this with my own eyes. A hater came in who's been causing trouble for about a month now. It's actually probably been more than a month, but from what I've known, it's been a month. And the hater, he's clearly made like man, 7 or more alt accounts on YouTube, and he'll get on there and he'll say something like this guy here, and then they'll respond defending each other, the group, and he'll get his alt accounts to come in and agree with his comment or back him up or what. It's so silly. Um, and I gave my friend the advice: when you ignore the hater, when you literally let them have nothing to do with you, it's like heaping hot coals on their head because they can't get to you. They go in there knowing this comment's gonna sear them in some way. They go in there knowing this. Oh, I'm gonna get them good. This comment's gonna like burn them. Um, no, it's like throwing a hot coal on the Antarctic. How much effect is that gonna have? Before that hot coal is extinguished and becomes a frozen block of charcoal. Like it. So this guy, he spends, man, if I did the time, if I calculated the time, this guy has literally probably commented over 100 times at least. That's very easy to say that, at least. He's there every time they post anything, every time they comment anything. He's trying to get the different YouTubers to turn against each other also. So he's got to come up with these plans, and he's like, I secretly think he's like, he sees himself as a supervillain like the Riddler, you know? Except the Riddler is not a supervillain in this sense, because his plans and his actions are very obvious. It's very it's very obvious when it's him. He also has like, not that I'm making fun of this, English is not his first language, so whenever he's like trying to attack and he gets his friends on there to attack with him or whatever, it's the same spelling errors over and over, the same words, English words that he learned, using them over and over. I don't know that everything is okay upstairs for this guy, but um, he's malicious in a very interesting way. He attacks aggressively, like with a lot of hate, and like what this guy here is saying is very tame compared to what this other guy says. And some of the YouTubers on different, not YouTube, but on different platforms, I see them now struggling with attempts at being hacked, and I think it's this guy trying. I think it's the hater trying. But this guy has literally made 2D animations, not his own work, of course, but he sat down to get AI generated or something 2D animations to just hate on. And by like, don't get me wrong, I'm not against AI. I'm saying this guy, whenever he creates anything, he'll take your video and he'll voice over it, and he'll like demean you or belittle you the whole time, or like and what this niche YouTube community is they draw a lot, and he's too afraid to show his drawings again. I think we're seeing a pattern here with rejection, right? The fear of rejection. So this guy has wasted so much of his life through the from the videos to the the two the the 2D animations that he's using to get perfect or whatever, all of the comments, and he's got to keep all these stories straight, all these stories together. His every day, all day is finding a way to get one over on this niche group of YouTubers. It's silly and sad. Um, so the interesting thing here is this guy. What just kind of like broke me, and I started like busting out laughing, was this guy came over into this niche group of YouTubers and said, replied to one of their comments where the guy was like, "Oh, that's an awesome drawing, man. Good job, keep it up." He said, "Ew, gross," or something. Get a room. And I just want to remind you, this hater came over into their YouTube group, searched their YouTube for this comment, like notifications or whatever. Maybe he's following them or something, just to post, "You get a room." You walked into someone else's house and said, "Go get a room." They're already in their room. They're already in their digital room that you're telling them to go get a room. That's why a lot of me believes that some portion of this has to be trolling, but the trolling isn't going the way he wants, so he keeps feeding seeds of like chaos to try to explode the YouTube group. But I've just because I happen to know about this YouTube group because I have a friend in it. I've just been enjoying the show, on the side, and I've also been counseling him, like counseling. I'm not a counselor. I've been like telling him the same things I'm telling you right now about like haters and stuff, and he's told me, oh, that it's really changed my life and stuff. So it's really helping him. But so what does it mean that a guy, a person, a hater will leave everything they're doing, everything they wish their passions, their family, everything to go over there just to make sure they commented something nasty today? What does this mean? So this person had to take away time from what they could be doing to improve their lives, their situation, uh, that build on their passions or dreams or whatever, to go knock on someone else's digital door, open it, and then just, hey, you're stupid type of thing. It's like playground banter. Um, so what does it mean? What does this mean? What does all this mean that I've been saying? Please listen. It means you. It means you are what they want. It means you are the content they want to intake. Like, right? It means you are their passion. Whether they choose it or not, you have become their passion. You, you have become their need, the thing they have to spend time on, take away from loved ones, take away from wealth, like whether it be physical money or whether it be health or a wealthy life. They're taking away from everything of themselves to to go consume your content, and then it that not only that, there's a poison building up inside of them. It's eating them from the inside out. It's a sickness almost. And if you don't let it get to you, you'll never know it's happening. You'll never know because the person won't exist. The haters will not exist. Um, we like to think, oh, the world's 50-50 or to some degree, or maybe there's like 70% haters, 30%, not haters. Here's the truth. The monkey that screams the loudest is the monkey that gets the banana, right? Haters are very few. They're like one, two, maybe 7% of people because there's different levels of hate. There's like jealousy, envy, then there's like straight up like can't stand you, I want everything you have, but I'm better than you. How can you have it and I don't have it? There's different levels to it. So I'd say there's less than 10% haters in all the world for most things, and just like going across, not as a whole, but as an average for each niche, there's about 10% haters, and that seems really high. It's just that they scream the loudest. That's why I want you to once again look at this comment. Look on the comment section. It's 50-50. There is a hater, but why focus on that? Scratch him out. Like, look, draw, censor them. Look at the ones supporting you. You will get a person will get 2,000 supportive comments and likes, hearts, and they'll let the 50 comments, like negative hater comments, bring them down. You'll get 200 amazing comments, but the one negative comment, why would you let that bring you down? That's that's a miserable percentage. I'm using the two and then the 200 and the one is because I recently, I'm not going to name who it is, but recently I have a person in my life who got 200 quickly, like super quick, amazing supportive comments and likes and hearts and shares and all that stuff. It was more than 200. And they got one comment, and I spent about 2 hours actually um, trying to help them understand not to look at that, look at everything else. Look at everything else. If you look at this, your YouTube, I'm using YouTube because that's what we're doing right now. That's what the example I'm using. What it is you're building in your life, you have to treat it like a baby. You got to feed it often. Any money you make from what you're doing, let's say I get to the point where I'm monetized on here and I'm able to follow all the rules and all that stuff, and I actually can rely on some money. If I'm just going to use like a term, a number that we can kind of like digest. Let's say $500. I get $500 regardless of what I make anywhere else. Let's say I get $500 from my YouTube account for that month. Where does that money go? Where do you spend that money? Vacation, you've worked hard, reward yourself, treat yourself, give it to others. You love people, you want to help them out, you want so bad to support your family or to support whatever. I say this with respect and love, and I say this most of all with experience. That is the foremost terrible idea, most terrible idea you could do physically for your YouTube company or your YouTube business or your whatever it is you're building. You're opening a toy store and you get your first $1,000. That doesn't go to rent. That doesn't go to your home rent. If you opened up a physical brick and mortar, you're going to hope you had more than $1,000 that month. So let's say $5,000. You're going to want to pay rent. Cheapest right now is probably 2,000, 1,500, 2,000 for that building, for the brick and mortar. And then you're going to need to feed the baby, right? That's where our money's going. If I receive $500 from YouTube one day, it's going to go straight back into YouTube. What does that mean? If I didn't have a mic, I would buy a mic. If my mic was terrible, I'd buy a new one. I would buy a mouse. Remember I told y'all on the where are we at? I told y'all on the other video in the what was it? My first video that maybe it was my second video, I don't know. But that I had to get a new mouse because my old one, wait, really good mouse. If you can find one, buy it. Uh my old one died. Guess when? The day I decided to make my first video. Today, the day I decided to start YouTube, my mouse died. So I happened to have a mouse, a traditional mouse, laying around, and I just plugged it in and and just went with the video. So my beautiful wife uh, got this for me. Great mouse so far. Go watch my video if you want to learn about it. It's a good one. Um, you want to feed the baby, guys. Your business is not, your protector yet. Your business is not your provider yet. You are the provider. Just like a child starts from a baby and you rear them up, you raise them into a young adult, and you send them on their way with the best intentions. And whenever they need help, you go and help them. Um, in a perfect world, your parents provide for you. They raise you with love and care and all the securities that you need. When you become old enough, you go get a job. You learn how to spend money. You make some mistakes, right? We're not afraid to make mistakes here. And then when you've got it figured out a little bit, you then want to come back and help your parents out, right? That's what a business is. You're in it for the long haul, the long run. It's not you don't take the first 500, first $1,000 and go buy a new blazer or shoes or whatever it is you're into. Mine would be like probably either a second computer or s- uh, the thing is, everything that I want right now it involves my growing this business, because again, I'm thinking with that mindset of not me but what can grow this. So my desires, my wants have actually turned into what can grow this channel. So the things I was going to say doesn't make sense. I would go buy another external hard drive. I'd go buy another switch too. Why two switches? So I can do a giveaway to you guys. That's where my thoughts are. My thoughts are, how much extra money do I have to buy a cool thing that's worth doing a giveaway for? Um, I think you guys are gonna learn. I do, you know, if you follow this channel, you're gonna, and I don't know, you may already know depending on what year we're in, but I want to do giveaways a lot. I like the idea of giving you guys stuff, giving back, and like giving you a reason to get excited. Um, this is not the place to explain all this because I'm not going to explain it properly off the tip of my tongue, but there's reasons I want to do giveaways, and there's reasons I want to instill hope back into people that there's no strings attached. Yeah, this is for you, and there's no strings attached. Anyway, so guys, I think I've probably, spent too much time on this video already. There's an old saying, I don't know if we still use it now, but we call it kicking a dead horse. Um, Kind of macabre, I guess, but spending time on your haters is worse than throwing money in the trash. And haters spending their time hating you, it's probably, if not the worst, one of the worst things they can do on their path in their life right now. It's preventing them from moving forward. It's preventing that they're trying to hate so they can feel something. They have something inside they're trying to feel and to fill up. And no matter how much they hate, they're being poisoned inside, and that thing that they need, it's not that it's getting bigger that they need more, it's that it's becoming more urgent, that the space that they need to fill up is becoming more urgent, and the way you're not going to fill that space is by spewing hate, mindless, senseless hate. It took him less than a minute to respond this to reply this, right? But if it if it took you that much to have to respond, it's affecting you, right? So I hope you guys received something from this, wholesome, hopefully. And, you know, thank you once again for following along. Thank you once again for your awesome supportive comment. And I want to leave it with this: celebrate. Guess what I'm about to go do once what is it, almost 5 o'clock? Wow. Guess what I'm about to do like within an hour? I'm about to take my family and myself, and we're going to go celebrate. I think we're going to go get Froyo. Um, Regardless of what we do, we're celebrating. Why did I not celebrate with the good comment? I did. I celebrated by getting back in here, making another video, and trying, even though I feel like I'm trying my best, I tried even harder. I learned a new thing. I learned how to edit and do different things. I did it because he commented. Thank you. I don't want to let him down. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna go celebrate physically uh for my first hate comment. It is truly a uh a goal. It's truly a there no matter who you are. I don't know who you can name. Uh I mean, I don't know. You take your pick. Elvis Presley, Taylor Swift, Santa Claus, whoever walked into the room right now in a crowd of people and said, "I love you all. Here's some free presents." There's going to be haters in that crowd. Everyone gets a hater. Everyone. And collect them like Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like what I mean by that is one hater ain't enough. If you only have one hater, you're not doing enough. You know, Bob Ross had haters. Is Mr. Rogers had haters, man. Haters. Uh these people are blessings on the world and society, and they had haters. If you only have one hater, you're not doing your job. Thankfully, this is one hater on my first video. I'd say that's a pretty awesome accomplishment, and that's truthfully why I'm going to go celebrate. My first video ever got its first supportive comment and its first hated comment. uh I mean, and what views am I at now? It's like 3 comments. Oh, that was me. And I'm up to 68 views on my first ever video, and it's been a week. It's been Well, it's not been a week because I didn't upload on July 1st. I made the video July 1st, and I uploaded like July 3rd. It's been like 7 days. Yeah, it's been a week. That's an accomplishment, guys. In case you're wondering, you get to this point where you're like, "Oh man, I've only got one video and 5 comments, and 3 of them are haters." Good job. That's exactly what you want. It's exactly what you want. If you're making people happy or you're upsetting people, and you know what you're doing is good, and you're trying to spread love, you have done everything right. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. I had a friend the other day who's been in YouTube for a long time. He looked me straight in the face and said, because I was asking him, "What do you think about this video? Do you think?" I even told him not to watch it. I had them watch a recording of the video, so that it wouldn't mess up the YouTube algorithm, or it wouldn't put in a false imprint. And by the way, I'm not letting my wife or anyone see my videos. They're not allowed to. I said when I get my first 10 subscribers, you can then watch my videos and subscribe. Because I have a big family, and otherwise it would cause a false report on the videos. I'm trying my best to be as transparent and honest with this as possible. So I let my friend watch a recording who's been in YouTube for a while, and she it was a girl. She said honestly, I can't tell you to do anything different. I'm really shocked and surprised by your results, and just keep doing what you're doing. What am I doing? What these videos aren't fancy? What am I doing? I'm just I'm creating the world I want to create. Go create the world you want to create wherever it is. It doesn't have to be in YouTube or Twitch or whatever. It doesn't have to be digital. If your thing is like jumping on trampolines, go create your world. Um, the world is shaped this way. It's when you look around, look at the world around you. It's shaped that way because people were brave enough to go build the world they wanted to build. You see what I'm saying? Do not sit in another person's world all your life. And even if you don't have the creator gene, even if you're not an entrepreneur, even if you're not a person that just wants the easiest job in the world, and they get to be the star of the show and get paid for it eventually, and have a crowd that they find their people and tribe or whatever. Even if you don't want all that, again, still go live your world. Go build the world for yourself. Enjoy others. Enjoy all everything else everybody else has built. But go find your passion. If your passion is support, if your passion is community, well, you found it. Here we are. Or I mean, how many YouTubers are there that are so awesome? Uh, oh my gosh, is that not a cool video idea? I might do that. Yeah. Huh. Anyway, guys, thank you for following along. Thank you for the supporter. Thank you for the hater. You have no clue how much you helped me. Like, you can't ask my wife, but if you were to ask my wife, she kept wondering why I was so like not emotional about my progress. It wasn't until this morning when I saw this hate comment that she saw the first emotion from me. What I mean by emotion, excitement. I was like, today we're celebrating. And she seemed to know exactly what I was saying immediately when I said it. She's like, yes, I was like worried, and I was like, I don't know why I was worried. I thought you were going to be sad. I was like, no, 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 no. Don't be sad, guys. When you get your hater, don't be sad. Even if your first comment is a hate comment, that's, guys, you're doing something right. You're gonna have to retrain your brain if you're not able to see what I'm talking about. Ask 5 people. Ask 5 people that love you, not who are around you. Ask 5 people who love you. They'll explain it to you. And I'm not trying to like I'm not trying to like belittle anyone. I expect this is not a kids channel, but I expect there to be some younger audience here. So I don't want you guys waiting until you're my age to start your channel. I just I want the best for you, and I know that seems crazy because I'm on this side of the camera, but trust me, I'm here genuinely. And if you stick around long enough, you'll see I'm just a genuine um, nerd who's awkward or hmm, what is it? I have character. Okay. I'm a weird one. So and I think most nerds are. So you're at home here, whether you're weird or not. Um, Thank you. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you whether you've commented now and watched my videos now, or whether it's 10 years or 20 years in the future. I genuinely appreciate that. Thank you. The fact that you would sit down and watch my videos is super cool. I know everybody says that, but and they mean it. I just get to say it now, and I'm very happy to say it. Thank you guys.